Hello, Alex Sager here. So for the solar oven project, took it on myself and my team to take on the parabolic umbrella. So here's a diagram of it. Oops, there it is. So what it is basically had an umbrella with the handle. I kept it long at first. I'll tell you why. So the first part, I lined the inside of the umbrella with foil, a little bit of glue, and a little bit of tape to patch up some stuff, but got through that. And then, so I kept it long so that I could basically just keep the pot of water that I was trying to boil with the solar oven farther away, because I was curious to see whether or not proximity had any effect on the experiment, and it did. And I'll show you my information here. I started just about before my meeting with David, about 10 o'clock. This is the distant diagram. So it did spill, but I got it to go again, and then bubbles began to show up, and eventually I got it to boil. Just about an hour. It was sitting on there a little bit because I had my meeting at 11 with David. So then I took the handle off, and I decided that I was going to put the pot of water, a fresh one, started at room temperature, and put it closer to the center of the parabola. It looked a little bit like that. I know it's a poor drawing, but it did get bubbling. That got boiling actually at about 51 minutes. Checked probably 10 to 15 minutes before. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't boiling. And about 51 minutes, I checked again. It was definitely boiling water. So closer design, proximity obviously had an effect on the heat, and it shows that the parabolic solar oven was effective. And I also drew a graph here to kind of depict that case. Slow increase until boil. Boiling point's 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So as time increases, the temperature also increases. In about half an hour, I mean, it's still increasing. I did notice that the water was getting hot, but closer to an hour, it was definitely boiling. So that's my project. And actually, I just finished putting it away, and I had to use this plastic square thing, and it worked as kind of a case for the water. And this thing started out fresh. I didn't need it anymore, and it was just a square plastic thing with a hole in the middle, and this thing is completely obliterated from the heat. Obviously, I know that probably the metal in the pot did some of this, but I mean, it didn't do all of it. The sun had a strong effect on this. So yeah, that's my project.
Okay, my name is Sulaiman. This is project 1. I'm about to build a box cooker. The items I have with me here is a pizza box. I have the tape, scissors, foil, and a wrapper. Okay, I will keep videoing as the project continues. Okay, after leaving the steak under the sun for hours, it's kind of started cooking. I mean, you can't just see the steam, but if you look close, you can see the steam coming up. It's still not ready yet, but in hours it should be ready either to be eaten or for every other thing. Okay, that's all.
Hi, this is Mazen. To begin the video, I'm outside right now. I just set up my apparatus for the first project, and I'm doing the parabola part of the project. And for this one, here, I'll show you what I've done. For this one, I used a car sunshade, and I found it to be the easiest one out of the whole thing, out of all the other ones. So that's why I picked that one. And basically, you just have to fold it, and you have to be sure you can either stitch or tape the top or the bottom to keep it in its form. And what they did is they had Velcro to be sure that the pot would stay. But I set the parabola or the project on a chair that would slant, so I wouldn't have to do that. So yeah, I didn't do the Velcro thing. I didn't deem it necessary. And basically, you would have to get a black pot and fill it with water and put it in a plastic baggie. And you could choose whether or not to put it on a grill. And oops, sorry. You didn't have to really put it on a grill. So yeah, so in an hour or less, the water should boil, and then I will finish up the video summary of what's going on and all that. So just a quick look. Here's the pot and the sunshade. The tape I used. Yeah, I know it's just tape. It's good. And the sunshade. And where I'm sitting, I originally had the chair placed around to the right, around here, but I noticed that the house is blocking the sun, so now this is directly hitting the sun, and it should work, so we'll see.